high school kind of really sucks. Like, I think I've talked about this enough, but like, I cannot stress. Okay, if you have the opportunity to homeschool for high school, please, I'm begging you, prom is not worth shit. Homecoming, fuck that. No. Nothing is worth high school. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And like, even if you were homeschooled, if you had like a good social life, like, you could probably go to prom or homecoming, whatever. But like, just, no. Like, when I have kids, okay, when I adopt kids, I'm so 100% sure sending them to charter homeschool. Cause like, for high school, like elementary school, like they could take it. But like, high school? Fuck no, sweetie. Like, no. Well, actually that's not true. Like, I'll let them do freshman year, and if they like legitimately like are like me and they hate high school, then they could do homeschool. And if they enjoy high school, then by all means, breed in that. Anyways, but like, point is, I really hate high school. Like, it's so petty. Like, why the fuck everybody's so petty. Like, oh my god. Okay, so here's the thesis. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna stop. I'm like an old woman. Like, what is with me and saying like the lingo and stuff? Cause like, I'm not. No, we're not. Anyways, basically, like, I have this friend, right? Like, he's literally my only guy friend that I like actually like genuinely talk to like consistently. Okay, and like, he and I have had our ups and downs, a lot of them actually. He's just he and I don't know if we're too similar or we're too different, but like, for some reason we just really don't get along that much. We get on each other's nerves. Like, he's extremely serious and like extremely smart and thinks he knows everything and like will not take no for an answer. And like he's, I don't know, like, I don't really get along with him that well sometimes, but he can be a really good friend. And he's also like good entertainment. Like, it sounds like I'm using him. No, like, he's good entertainment because like, he's fun to talk to when he's in a good mood, and like, I don't know, he's just a cool person. Like, I do think he's a really cool person, and I think that he can be a good friend when he puts his mind to it. When he doesn't put his mind to it, complete asshole. But that's besides the point. That's not what we're talking about today. Today we're talking about him being a dick, because that's what he is right now. He's like being complete like immature little fucking like whiny ass bitch. Like, oh my god. Child. Anyways, so he and I, okay, about a week ago, he and I got in like a little bit of a tussle, like just a little bit. Basically, what happened was he and I started this project together for social psych because we have social psych together, and basically he's very controlling, which is another thing that I really don't like about him, because I'm very go with the flow, like, let everybody do their part. Like, I hate controlling people, and he's very controlling. So we argue on that like aspect of that a lot too. But anyways, so we did a group project together, which at first I was excited. I was like, oh my god, we're gonna like be cool together, like, we're friends, like, we got this. And then I was reminded of why I really don't like working with friends. I know it sounds crazy, like, a lot of people love doing projects with friends because like you get to communicate with them better, blah 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 blah. No, here's the thing with friends. They distract you. Like, they legitimately distract you. Like, I cannot focus. Like, I'm the type of person who, like, if I'm sitting next to a friend, I will literally request to have a seat next to a stranger. okay, it might be bitchy, but, like, it's for a good reason. Like, I cannot, like, okay, I'm, like, already bad enough with focusing without additional, like, help with that. Like, you know, like, I don't need you distracting me from something that's, like, that's important. Like, really, really important. Like, we have social times. Like, we have, like, social times. Like, we have after school, we have before school, we have during lunch. Like, okay, sweetie, like, you have your opportunity to talk. Like, not while I'm in class, okay? Like, no. So, yeah, I don't like sitting near or being around people that I know will distract me while I'm in class, because, like, I can't do that, because, like, it's already bad enough for me to focus with, like, all the thing that's already going up, like, mentally, just personally. If you add conversation during a lesson on top of that, like, holy shit, I'm, like, not gonna, like, no, it's not gonna be good, okay? So, that's why. And as predicted, that happened with him, which I really didn't think it was gonna happen, because he's, like, a lot like me. Like, we both pretty, like, value education pretty well, so, like, I thought he would be on task and blah 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 blah. Oh, he was on task, all right. He was on task a little too much, if you ask me. He basically took control of the whole fucking entire project, and everything that I did for the project, he redid and was like, that's not good enough, I'm gonna redo it. And I was like, low-key really pissed, because, like, you know, sweetie, it's called a group project for a reason. Like, we work together. Like, he doesn't really seem to understand the word together or group or, I don't know, partners. Like, okay, fine, whatever. So I got fed up with his, like, little controlling bitch-ass attitude and was like, okay, fine, you do it. And he literally did the whole entire project. But that's not even the best part, you know. After Mr. Little Prissy Pants was like, hi, I'm mad at you because you didn't work on the project. And I was like, you know, I could be acting the way that I'm acting right now, but instead I was very, very, very civil to him, and I was like, hi, I personally think you're, like, trying to victimize yourself right now, because, like, boy, I tried to do work, and you rejected that work, and belittled me for trying to do my job as a partner to you in our group project, and you took control of the situation. I did nothing because you forced me to do nothing, okay? Like, if you ask, like, any of my past partners, like, I am, like, a really good, like, group project worker. Like, I do my work, and if somebody else is not doing their work, then I won't do it for them, and I'll try and encourage them to do their work. You know, I'm all for teamwork, team effort, and all of that shit. Like, oh my god, I sound like a freaking, like, PSA. But, like, anyways, so he's just, like, I got, like, really kind of triggered because, like, he was being freaking annoying and, like, trying to blame shit on me, which I've literally had so much shit blamed on me throughout my whole fucking life. I'm, like, fed up with it. Like, no thank you. We're good. I am so good. Okay? Like, don't try pushing your shit onto me anymore. Like, Jesus Christ. Okay? Like, I am done with being your little dumpster. Okay? Anyways, that's a personal problem. We're not talking about the personal problems. We're talking about my problem with low-key only guy friend that I have, you know? But, or ex-guy friend now, according to him. Whatever. You know what? He's just so ridiculous. Like a freaking prissy boy needs to freaking grow some balls. Jesus. Okay, anyways. So, he blamed me for, like, the project and his, like, control of the project. Because, like, apparently I didn't do anything. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't do anything. Because you forced me not to do anything, buddy. Like, and then, after that, like, he seemed to, like, get over it. And I was like, okay, like, fine, we're back to friends. Like, okay, this is cool. And then, literally, the rest of the week, he was a complete asshole. And ignored me, which I know sounds, like, really petty. Like, oh my god, he ignored me. No, no, no. Like, he didn't just, like, ignore me. Like, he legitimately acted like I didn't exist. So, this is the level of petty this boy is. Because literally, okay, we sit next to each other in social psych, right? Like, okay, so like, and he's always in that classroom before me because, like, he just gets there before me. I don't know, he's faster. I don't know. Anyways, so I always come in after him, and usually before, like, we would kind of, like, smile at each other, and I would just, like, walk up, and then we'd talk, because, like, that's what partners do and friends do. Duh, like, what the fuck? Anyways, right around the time that the project was, like, he was mad at me about the project or whatever, like, he just legitimately, like, when I would come into the classroom, he would, like, turn away from me. And I was like, cold shoulder much, buddy? Like, okay, fine, I can deal with this. And then I sat down next to him, and he would just, like, obviously, like, scooch away from me, and just, like, all of this, like, petty, like, grade school shit, okay? Like, you know, like, it's just, like, ridiculous. Like, we are in fucking junior year of high school, buddy. Like, grow the fuck up. Anyways, so, he's doing all of this shit, and I'm just like... This is only slightly better than rumors, but, like, not by much, okay? Like, and then I finally got fed up with it because I was actually really confused because I didn't really remember about the project at that time. Like, I kind of completely forgot about it. Let's be honest here. Like, I'm kind of senile. So, you know, like, completely forgot about the project. Was, like, really confused why he was giving me the cold shoulder and just, like, blatantly ignoring me. And so I finally, like, talked to him. Like, I tried to talk to him on multiple fronts, being like, hey, like, are you mad at me? And he would be like, yeah. And I was like, well, why? Like, talk to me. And I would be trying to make eye contact with him, and he was avoiding eye contact, and I was just like, can you please tell me why? Because I cannot resolve this situation if you're ignoring me. And he just continued ignoring me, like a little fucking pissy boy shit. Like, oh my god. Okay, like, I get it. Sometimes I piss people off, but, like, at least confront me about it or tell me about it. Don't ignore me like some fucking, like, lunatic. Like, oh my god. Like, you, this. Anyways, so we had this going on, and then, like, after a few days, after I confronted him multiple times and he kept ignoring me, I finally walked up to his little bitch ass during lunch. Because, like, this boy, like, I figured he would, like, get all embarrassed and, like, try and actually talk to me if I was, like, telling him in front of his friends. Because, like, he has this whole fucking status thing with his friend. Like, I don't know. Like, he's such a fucking jerk sometimes. Anyways, so, like, I confronted him in front of his little buddies and was like, hey, why the fuck aren't you talking to me? And, like, why are you mad at me? I want to talk about this. And he said... fine, I'll message you later, okay? Bye then. And I was like, okay, fine, whatever, sure. And then I left, had lunch, whatever. And then I texted him later, and then he responded with the fucking project thing, and I was like, okay, well, and then I tried to explain the project thing to him, and he was like, I don't really understand what you're trying to say right now, but, like, that's not true. And then he also went on to explain that apparently I've been ignoring him. Very, very rich coming from the guy who's been ignoring me for about a week now. Like, really, I'm the one who's ignoring you? Right. Okay. And then another thing that he's so-called mad at me for is, what is it called? What did he say it was? Oh, I remember now. Okay, so I have pretty bad social anxiety. You know this, okay? Like, I cannot stand groups of people more than, like, 2 or 3, including myself. So, like, you know, I don't do well with groups of people. Like, hey, we know this. Okay, anyways. So, basically, the only way that I can cope with groups of people without fucking having a panic attack and losing my shit is ignoring people. So, when, like, a group of friends or, like, a group of acquaintances typically is, like, big or starts getting bigger, like, I usually, like, vacate the premise because I'm like, can't deal with this shit, bye-bye. So, because what happens when there's, like, groups of, like, acquaintances and, like, they all, like, are talking to each other, like, I feel this, like, massive pressure, even though I know it's, like, unintentional and they don't intend it that way, but, like, in my anxiety, my anxious mind, like, it just turns out that way, like, every time, pretty much. Where, like, I feel pressured that I need to talk to everybody in the group. And if there's a group of more than 3 or more people, like, that's legitimately impossible. But to me, like, I have to do that because, like, I feel bad if I leave somebody out because I feel like I'm ignoring them. And I think part of that might have to do with, like, when I was bullied, like, like, there were a lot of people who would, like, legitimately talk about me, like, in front of me, like, legitimately be, like, not even trying to whisper and, like, talking about me in front of me, like, to other people, and, like, I just, like, felt humiliated, like, that they weren't even, like, respecting me as a person, and, like, it just felt horrible. And I never want to do that to anybody else. So, like, I guess that's where that, like, fear stems from. Because, like, I feel horrible for leaving anybody else. So, like, I just, like, I need to talk to, like, everybody in the group. But then, like, I'm not confident to be all, like, hey, y'all. Like, nah. Like, that's a bit much. Okay. And, yeah. So, don't do well with giant groups, okay? Like, period. And I've tried to explain this to him, like, multiple times, and, like, he just doesn't get it, because, like, he doesn't deal with anxiety, depression, or PTSD, so, you know, can't expect him to. Kind of got over it, and I thought it was not a big deal. Until this week he's been ignoring me consistently, and I was like, hey, what's the problem? And then all of a sudden, all of my many, many problems have arisen, and I'm just like, wait. So, and I'm like, I'm sorry I can't sit with you, like, in your little massive group of friends, but, like, I really have really bad social anxiety, like, I can't do it. And, like, he made, like, a sarcastic joke about how, like, oh, but you can handle going to public school, and I'm just like, I'm not even gonna bother, like, explaining it, because it was kind of, like, in a mocking tone, and he knew that he wasn't gonna pay attention to what I was gonna tell him, and, like, he was just mocking me and, like, trying to, like, I don't know, like, ridicule me or something. But boy, I've been dealing with bullies for, like, literally as long as I can remember. Like, so, also, at home, neglect, and also was raped. So, like, you know what? Fight me. Like, I am not your little bitch, okay, buddy? Like, you picked the wrong girl to mess with. Like, fuck you, dude. Anyways, so, like, his little pussy boy, like, I'm gonna ignore you shit is, like, really annoying, because, like, it's, like, just really petty, in my opinion, because, like, that's just ridiculous. Like, if you have a problem with someone, you fucking tell them straight up. You don't ignore them. Like, that is literally 3-year-old behavior. Like, I've seen that behavior in 3-year-olds, okay? Like, grow the fuck up. Anyways, and then he also has this, like, problem with me, like, so-called ignoring him, which I find ironic, because, like, now he's ignoring me, and his so-called reason for being mad at me is that I was ignoring him. No, sweetie, I was not ignoring you, and I think the only way that I can think of how he's, like, even begun to assume that I've been ignoring him is that lately, like, I've been dealing with a lot, like, emotionally and mentally, like, we all know this, like, I'm dealing with a lot of shit right now, and a lot of old triggers, and, like, blah, 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 blah. So, sometimes, like, I tune out of, like, conversation, and I just, like, kind of need a break, and, like, sometimes, like, I just kind of, like, want to sit there and just, like, read, or sometimes I just want to sit there and listen to music, or sometimes I just want to sit there and, like, take a nap, instead of being in constant, like, communication with people, because, to me, even if I like a person, like, I can only handle communication with them for so long before I kind of get, like, mentally drained and, like, exhausted, and, like, so sometimes that happens, and sometimes that happens, like, really early in the day. It just depends on, like, how, like, I am mentally, and, like, sometimes I do that with him. I, like, literally do that with everybody, and, like, apparently he saw that as me ignoring him. And then, of course, like, I tried to apologize and tell him, like, well, I'm sorry, like, if you're mad about all of these things. And I told him about the social anxiety thing. I told him about the mental draining thing. And I told him my reasoning for me not working at all on the project. And he didn't care. Like, he legitimately doesn't care. He's still ignoring me. And he's still acting like a little fucking pussy bitch. Like, I'm just, like, really mature, like, really mature, like, and the sad part is, like, he's an actual kind of good person, and he's a good friend when he wants to be, and, like, I don't think, like, he's doing this to purposely, like, okay, he's doing this to purposely hurt me, even though it's, like, I don't know, like, he's just being, like, a bitch right now. And it, like, really kind of hurts, because, like, I'm just, like, I literally cannot help, like, two of the things, actually all of the things that he's mad about at me, like, I literally have no control of. Well, the guilt-ridden part of me, like, wants to blame myself for all of these things, but, like, I can't. Like, it's literally impossible. Like, I can't help my mental state. Like, I can't help my social anxiety. And I also couldn't help that he wanted to control the entire fucking project. Like, maybe I could have talked to my teacher and been like, hey, like, blank name here, like, is controlling the project. Like, can I switch partners? Or maybe I could have confronted him and been like, hey, like, I want to be more a part of this project. But I knew that if I did that, he wouldn't take me seriously. Like, my friend wouldn't have taken me seriously, and he probably would have, like, belittled me even more, and, like, it probably would have turned into a fight. So I really, like, hate confrontation, so I didn't want to fight, so I didn't speak up. But I probably should have, and I probably, like, should have done something about it sooner. But the fact that he's, like, blaming me for something that, like, well, three things, actually, that are, like, literally out of my control. One of them that is actually his fault is just, like, really? Like, I don't understand, like, why, I don't understand how, like, it's so twisted that he thinks that. And I thought, maybe it's just me, like, maybe, like, I'm the one who's mentally twisted, because I was like, oh my god, like, I'm not exactly the most rational thinker at all times, like, maybe I'm twisting this around. But I talked to it about my therapist, I talked to it with my dad. I know, I talked to it with my dad like crazy, but, like, I actually ended up talking to him about something that was actually kind of important, and he listened and had some feedback, which, weird. But, like, you know what? And I also talked to my uncle about it, I talked to my mom about it, and I talked to, like, a few close friends about it, and they all, that's, like, 6 people, all of them said that I was in the right, and that he was being a jerk. And I was like, thank you. Like, at least I have, like, some kind of credibility right now, because, like, I literally, like, it got to the point where I was, like, questioning, like, oh my god, like, what if I am at fault? Like, I should apologize and, like, try and, like, to, like, fix this situation, because, like, that's the kind of person that I am. Like, if I can help somebody else, or I can fix a situation, even if it's, like, to sacrifice, like, myself, like, unless it's something big. Like, if somebody asked me to kill somebody else to help them, obviously I'm not going to do that. But, like, you know, like, if I think something is right, or if somebody manipulates me into thinking something is right, then I will hurt myself to, like, help them. Like, that's just kind of the person that I am, and I don't know if that's really a good or bad thing, but, like, that's just kind of the person that I am. Sorry, my shirt just, like, was weird, which also means that a lot of people in my life have fucking backstabbed me and, like, manipulated me and, like, all good things, but yeah, like, I think I'm starting to realize and differentiate, like, the good and the bad things that have been happening to me, and, like, what's right and what's wrong, and, like, blah, blah, blah. But, so, this kid, like, is just frustrating me, because, like, I don't think he's a bad kid, and I think that he could be, like, a really good friend to me. Because I do actually genuinely like him as a person, when he's not being petty, when he's not being a jerk, and when he's not, like, being so arrogant. But when he's doing all of those things, no. Like, I'm not gonna tolerate that. Like, you think I'm just gonna sit here and let you, like, belittle me and, like, control me? Like, no! 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 That's not how life works, buddy. Like, grow the fuck up. Anyways. So, like, I'm just frustrated because, like, I think that he's a good person. But, like, he's also being such a bitch right now. Like, he's just... And honestly, like, if he apologized and genuinely apologized and wanted me to forgive him, I would forgive him. Because, like, I don't think he's a bad person. I don't think he's doing this with malicious intent. I just think he's being an immature little boy who's like, oh my god, like, I'm not getting exactly what I want, so I have to throw a fit. Basically. And, like, that's really annoying and frustrating because it's petty and it's stupid. And if this was anybody else, like, say this was my ex-best friend who, like, I still love. I actually talked to her today and she's, like, still doing great. Like, she still doesn't realize that we're not best friends anymore, even though she literally called the shots on that one. But I don't know. Like, I still like her as a person. I still like her as a friend. I've just kind of realized that, like, we're not best friends, and, like, we probably never will be, and, like, her idea of our relationship and my idea of our relationship was completely different, so it's kind of sad, but true. So, yeah. basically. So, anyways, but, she and I, like, met up today, and, like, it was pretty fun. But, like, yeah, I don't know. What was I saying? I got distracted. What was I saying? God, I, like, just completely blanked. Like, totally blanked. Okay, wait. Yeah, totally gone. Okay, wait. No! I wanted to remember. Dude. Okay, anyways. But, like, yeah, I basically can forgive pretty much anyone for anything as long as they apologize and they genuinely mean it. Like, forgiveness to me is a huge thing, but it's also, like, very simple if you don't hold grudges. Which I pretty much never hold grudges. Like, I've even forgiven, like, my own rapist. So, like, you know, like, I can pretty much forgive anybody for anything. But, like, I don't know, like, it's just frustrating that I'm, like, kind of really upset with him, and I'm gonna tell him that I'm really upset with him. Like, I have told him that I'm really upset with him. But, like, right now he's not being reasonable, so I'm gonna wait till he's reasonable. But, like, that might be until high school ends, which is really unfortunate that he can hold such a huge grudge. Because literally, okay, there's, like, a group of us around him because, like, that's how the seating is. And, like, he's mad at one person already in that group, and now he's mad at me. So, like, there's two people that he, like, literally is blatantly ignoring. And then there's only one person besides himself in the group that we're in that he actually talks to and likes. And I'm just like, boy, is this hinting at anything to you? Like, I don't know if he's gonna, like, wake up or not, but, like, you know what? Boy, I would really appreciate it if he did. Because he's a genuinely good person, and I feel like he, like, is a really good person, and I feel like he's, like, I feel like he's a good person, and, like, I'm just disappointed that, like, he's letting himself, like, succumb to, like, the pettiness and, like, freaking, like, this situation, this whole situation is exactly where, like, high school's, like, stupid, like, reputation and, like, stereotypes and, like, stigma all stems from, is people like him being caught up in their own little lives and, like, blaming others for things that are out of their control and holding grudges for literally the longest time for literally nothing. Like, nothing. Like, this is so easily solved. Like, I've already apologized. Like, even if he didn't want to believe my apology, like, you can at least respect the fact that I apologized. Like, even if I legitimately hated someone and they actually did something that was really wrong to me, if they apologized to me, I would either forgive them or I would at least respect their apology. So, like, I don't know, like, it's just really frustrating, like, how low, like, he's settled, because, like, I really think that he's, like, way better than this. Like, anyone is better than this. And he's just, like, acting like a fucking 3-year-old, which he definitely does not have the mentality of a 3-year-old. I mean, he shouldn't have the mentality of a 3-year-old, but he's trying to, or, like, pretending he does. Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand. But, like, you know what? Fine, buddy. Like, if you want to hate me for the rest of high school, go ahead. I'm not going to hold it against you because I understand that high school is tough. And sometimes you want to hate people just to hate people. But I really don't think that you should be hating me. But, like, if you want to, go ahead. Like, I'm not going to sue you for hating me. But, like, it just really upsets me because, like, I actually kind of really liked our friendship. And, like, low-key cherished it. And thinks, I think English is not my strong suit, okay? And I really think that we're better than this. Like, we are so much better than this. I thought our friendship was better than this, but apparently he doesn't, so. You know, it's fine. Honestly, it's fine. It took me a while to get here. Like, I sound a little mature and like, oh my god, high and mighty and shit right now. But, like, literally this whole week, I've been, like, furious. And, like, I've been furious and I've been upset. And I've been like, oh my god, this is why I fucking hate high school. And, like, this is why I can't make friends because everybody at high school is immature and blah, 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 blah. Really? Sweetie, you need to chill. Because, like, it's not just high school that people are like this. Like, people are like this, period, okay? And just because some people act this way doesn't mean that that's how they genuinely are. Like, some people are just petty to be petty, and sometimes that's not their actual base personality. And I know that him being petty and, like, immature and, like, being a brat right now is not genuinely him. He's just acting that way in, like, for some reason. I don't know why, because he's not communicating with me like he should be. But if I do find out why, I'm gonna fucking confront him about it and be like, boy, why didn't you tell me? Because, like, if it's something, like, in his personal life that he's, like, really upset about, then I want to help him. And if it's something else, like, bigger that I've done, and he's just not telling me because he doesn't want to tell me, then I'm going to slap you if you don't tell me what's wrong, boy. Like, I want to help. And I want to, like, fix our situation. I want to fix our friendship. Like, I don't want to just sit here and, like, have us, like, hate each other. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, it's not needed. Like, it's not needed at all. Like, it's literally, like friendships, like, and relationships in general are just ruined because of people like him, like, getting caught up in their own lives and, like, being immature and, like, throwing people off for literally the most ridiculous reasons. And then the other person reacting defensively and angrily, and, like, it just becomes a whole thing. And, like, it doesn't need to be. Like, it literally does not need to be. Like, you just need to, like, calm yourself. Okay, buddy, like, calm yourself and speak honestly, not, like, however you're acting. Like, just, people are so impulsive. Like, so impulsive. Like, I mean, I wouldn't exactly want to be the way that I am either. Because the way that I am, I literally, like, question everything that I do. Like, taking a step. Walking somewhere is like, should I do this? Like, 20 questions arise of whether I should do this or not. And it's literally just walking across the fucking room. Overthinking at its finest. So, yeah. Not exactly the greatest to be an overthinker either, but, like, at least you kind of make more rational decisions. Although sometimes more irrational, because, like, we got the whole social anxiety thing going on with my irrational overthinking. So, you know, maybe not. Maybe not. I do feel like you have more, like, cherishable friendships if you overthink things, though. Because, like, you overthink everything, including your friendships, so they're better. But, you know, that's just me. You know, maybe. Okay, anyways, goodbye. This video is almost over anyways. Bye.